Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul Channel. I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I just would like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And the people I thank who inspired me, hopefully can inspire you as well. And I'll have links go to their sites. They are Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Lon Anava, Rabbi Yuval Avadia, Rabbi Daniel Asur, Rabbi David Asher, and Rabbi Roman Ruvain. As well, if you've never checked out the channel before, I will have a link below to my first video, which explains what M.L.M for the Soul means, what it stands for, and what I'm doing. So this is again taken from the weekly Parsha Insights from Rabbi Eli Mansour. This is called Awaken Our Soul, as what I call it. And this is for Parashat, upcoming Parashat Nitzavim. And here goes. So the Rambam, that's Rav Moshe Maimonides, famously writes that the function of the sound of the shofar on Rosh Hashanah is to, quote, awaken us from our spiritual slumber. Over the course of life, we tend to become preoccupied with and focus our attention on what the Rambam calls Havlei HaZeman, which is the nonsense of the world, or of the times, which is what Zman means, so either one. So the sounding of the shofar is meant to awaken us and alert us to the need to devote ourselves to religious observance. We need to ask, however, how exactly does the shofar do this? Why must we blow a shofar to awaken us instead of making some other kind of noise? In the story of creation in Parashat Bereshit, the Torah tells that Hashem created Adam from the dust of the earth, and then Vayipach V'apav Nishmat Chayim. He blew a living soul into his nostrils. Adam was created as a physical creature, but he was still not complete until Hashem blew a sacred soul into him. So the Maharal of Prague explains that on Rosh Hashanah, the day Adam was created, we blow the shofar to commemorate the blowing of Adam's soul into him. This particular act is commemorated to remind us that this is the essence of the human being, his soul. We are shown that although we are both body and soul, the primary component of the human being is the soul. This is how the shofar sound awakens us. It reminds us of the primacy of the soul. It awakens us from the preoccupation with our body, with our physical enjoyment, and reminds us to focus on and sustain the soul. So the Torah tells us in the book of Devarim 4:4, and you cling to Hashem, your God, you are all alive today. That's how it goes. So true life is achieved when we cling to Hashem, which we do through the performance of mitzvot. Mitzvot are what nourishes our soul, giving us spiritual life. Even if a person is physically alive, he could be, quote, dead if his soul, the primary component of his being, is not sustained. And thus the Gemara teaches, the wicked are considered dead even in their lifetime, and the righteous are considered alive even after their death. So as far as the body is concerned, of course, life is determined by the physical characteristics of life. But in terms of the soul, life is determined by the extent of the person's connection to Hashem. And this connection is built through the performance of mitzvot. Hence, a person can be dead even during his lifetime, and he can continue to live even after death if his soul was properly nourished through mitzvot. So the Gemara in Masechet Berachot cites Rabbi Akiva's famous analogy between Torah and water. Just as fish cannot live out of the water, Rabbi Akiva taught similarly we cannot live without Torah. Rav Mordechai Gifter explained that Rabbi Akiva used the specific analogy of fish because when a fish is removed from the water, it frantically thrashes until it perishes. During those moments when the fish is thrashing, it appears that it is alive, even more alive than it was as it swam peacefully in the water. Of course, this is not the case at all. Thrashing is a sign of the fish's imminent death. Likewise, Rav Gifter said, many people who live without Torah seem very alive. They are involved in many different things and even seem to enjoy themselves. In truth, however, they are like a fish out of water. Although their bodies are alive, their souls aren't. And the primary element of a person's existence is the soul. This might be one reason for the custom of Tashlich on Rosh Hashanah. We go to a body of water to observe the fish, to remind ourselves that true life means a life of Torah and mitzvot, which is the way we sustain our soul and thereby remain alive. Let us, quote, wake up and remember to give proper focus and attention to our souls, to mitzvot, so that we will be truly alive in every sense of the word. And I hope and pray that we all merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days and in building of our final everlasting Beit HaMikdash. Amen. And thanks for watching.